So I've been a gamer for a while now. In my time of gaming, I have played and have felt many controllers. And CBR made a whole article on weird video game controllers. So let's just take a quick look at some of these and just see how they rank them. So number 10 is the Sega Saturn 3D control pad, which they say looks like a spaceship, but in my opinion looks more like something you cook waffles in. You see, you have the part where you could put the waffles in, and yeah, you could put the dough in here. Apparently, according to the article, the analog stick was something that leaves a lot to be desired, and I can kind of see that. I mean, it's a little small and could be bigger. Next, they mentioned the Nintendo Wii, which, okay, I think Nintendo Wii is a weird controller, sure, but it's weird in a good way. It's innovative, you know. Up until this point, pretty much every video game controller was just a controller, you know. It was like a small little thing that had buttons on it, you know, maybe a D-pad and or a joystick and some buttons on the right, and that was it. But the Nintendo Wii is weird, but in like a good way. Like, for the first time ever, you had a controller that was like a remote. It was like a TV remote instead of it being a video game controller. And on top of that, it introduced motion controls to the world. They actually happened to mention the Dreamcast on here as well. Apparently, it had a detachable memory card and it connected to its controller. It wasn't utilized very often, but apparently it was still something that really is kind of an interesting concept. The fact that this controller had a portable screen inside of it that you could just take out and put back in at any given moment is actually a pretty cool idea. I kind of wish that maybe they had done more with that. This is the Amiga CD32, which I have never heard until now. It looks like something you'd get from Toys R Us. We couldn't have a video about weird video game controllers without mentioning the N64. I've used it a little bit. I used to play Smash on it when I was younger at my cousin's house, and it's kind of hard to know where to put your hands. And again, you know, since you're mostly putting your hands on the middle and right sides, that pretty much leaves the left side completely unused. So I can kind of see why Nintendo never went with this design ever again in the future. The Atari Jaguar. CBR is saying that it looks more like an answering machine than a video game controller, and I wholeheartedly agree with that completely. The NES Power Glove. Honestly, this just seems really cool. I mean, yes, it's not traditional, but like it's kind of like the Wii Remote. It's a good kind of weird. I'd love to use this. It looks really cool. But apparently, according to the article, it is very awkward to use. Next is the Philips CDI touchpad controller, which is really, honestly, just everything on it's gray, just different shades of gray. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Philips honestly it feels like a bootleg of a Super Nintendo controller, honestly. That's just what it seems like. The Virtual Boy. I have heard many stories about this one. Apparently, it was supposed to let the player control Element's 3D environments, but it doesn't work the same with D-pads as it does with analog sticks. Yeah, I don't even know what to really say about this one. Okay, we've arrived at number 1. The Intel Wireless Series Gamepad controller. Looks like a neck pillow. It really does, actually. It looks like something I'd get at the airport on my flight to like London or something. Hey, the good news is that, as they say, I mean, if you don't have any room in your bag, you can just wrap it around your neck. Video game controllers and their accessibility is something that's really important because as gamers, we want to be able to be comfortable while we game. There's a reason why many Smash players still use a GameCube controller to play Smash as opposed to, you know, a Switch controller or just any other controller. Because I will say this, playing Smash with a GameCube controller, nothing else compares. And this is coming from somebody who for the longest time used a Wii Remote to play Smash. Ultimately, moral of the story is, if you're a gaming company, please just try to make controllers that are accessible. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you heard of any of these? If so, let me know what you think of them. Peace and blessings. Bye.